For more on this, we can cross now to London and bring in France 24's Bénédicte Paviot. So, Bénédicte, what has been the reaction in London to Trump's comments?
Well, this is just the latest rebuke. So I think we could characterize it by saying another day, another jibe, and another put down from the American president, Donald Trump, to Keir Starmer, who we're obviously now seeing in those images in happier times. So the British Prime Minister, I think unsurprisingly, has not responded directly to Trump's post, but he writes in today's Sunday Mirror, and I quote him, "At moments like this, the country needs seriousness, not political games." He then goes on to say, while opposition parties, so he's referring here to British opposition parties, seek to undermine Britain on the world stage, my Labour government is focused on protecting British people at home and abroad. And that is very much the line that Keir Starmer has been using. Remember, a few days ago when the German Chancellor was in the Oval Office sitting by President Trump's side, and when President Trump complimented Germany, but alluding without using his name to Keir Starmer, said he's not Churchill, and we're not in the age of Churchill. So Keir Starmer then told MPs the next day in a press conference, told them at the Commons, House of Commons, President Trump has expressed his disagreement with our decision not to get involved in the initial strikes, but it is my duty to judge what it is that is in Britain's national interest. And that's very much the line that the Foreign Secretary, UK Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper, who's been doing the round of the media studios today, has been very much saying that it is the UK's right, indeed priority, to protect British national interests, British citizens. As for a former Labour Prime Minister, he hasn't gone unnoticed in a comment that he made Friday, and that is Tony Blair, who you'll remember led the UK into the Iraq War in 2003. He apparently told a private event that the US was, quote, an indispensable cornerstone of the UK's security and that allies should, quote, show up regardless of who the current president is. So has the special relationship, which it has to be said is often overrated or overemphasized, has that been damaged? Well, clearly there is some trouble across the Atlantic between Washington and London, but the British Prime Minister, as I said, has chosen not to do a tit-for-tat response, which is, I think, trying to de-escalate that situation. As for the state visit that the King Charles, is supposed to make next month, I think there is some serious conversations going on between Downing Street and the Palace as to whether that might be delayed, but no news there, no confirmation.
Now, Benedict, we're also getting reports that the Prince of Wales, that aircraft carrier, might be deployed soon to the region. The HMS Dragon, though, has not yet reached Cyprus. There are other European countries that have sent warships to protect Cyprus. So this can't really be a great look for the Royal Navy.
No, indeed. France, Greek, and others have already sent ships. The UK's announced it's going to deploy a Royal Navy warship after that attack on RAF Akrotiri in Cyprus, but it is still in dock. You can see it there in Portsmouth. It's due to sail, we think, in the next few days, but it's very much seen as the EU countries have responded far faster than the UK to this conflict. What the UK is at points to point out is that it pre-deployed fighter jets to the region, along with 400 additional personnel. That since the conflict has begun, the British government has deployed additional Typhoon fighter jets and Wildcat helicopters, that they've shot down drones over, for example, the UAE, and that one of these two, you were referring to aircraft carriers, has been placed on advanced readiness. That was confirmed yesterday, Saturday. So we understand they could leave in 5 days. But of course, that's yet to be seen. We think it will be deployed to the Mediterranean to help defend British interests there. But again, there is no confirmation of that. So a lot of controversy here, a lot of criticism. Some would have liked to see, including the opposition Conservative Party, Britain and the Royal Navy act faster. But for the moment, it hasn't.
Thank you, Benedict, for keeping us updated. That's France 24's Bénédicte Paviot in London.